Hey folks, how y'all doing? This is Fat Guy Flies RC. Just got this sucker all together. Got all the stickers and everything on it. Let's take her out the field and get you a maiden flight. Now, I've kind of given Camera Precious an idea about what she's facing, but I'm hoping she can keep up with this thing. The hardest part on this plane is probably not going to be the flying. It's probably going to be her filming it. So, because this is a little bitty plane, and it goes well over 100 miles an hour easily. So, or at least I've been told, or at least I've seen. So, let's get it out in the field and let's see how much I can try my Camera Precious's patience. Meet you out in the field. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, Hobby King sent me out the Rare Bear. This is obviously in the green. We're going to take her up. I got an AR630 in there. Y'all would have watched my unboxing build. I got an AR630 in there. I got the launch assist enabled in safe mode. We're going to take off that way, and then I'll go immediately to manual mode because I want to get her trimmed out, and then we'll end up flying an AS3X after all is said and done. Got a 2200 China Hobby 4S in there. I don't want to land on the runway.
Motor is hot. Don't get cut.
Okay. All right. How does this feel comfortable? Let's see. I think right about there. Just to let you know, you have to calibrate the ESC, but the prop was balanced. So, all right. Right, left, down, right, left. Okay.
Manual AS3X mode.
All right. Definitely need some down trim.
Manual mode.
I know I'm up high. I'm in manual mode right now. Well, I tell you what, that's an easy flying little plane. I'm still in manual. I don't have AS3X turned on. All right, I think we can switch to
AS3X mode.
AS3X now. I'm in my high rates. Rates are by the book. All right, now we're going to start picking up some speed now. Full speed. Gonna take it up now. Holy crap. Excuse me. Oh man, what a great flying little plane. Oh, she got the
remaining 4 minutes.
She got the power. Oh, she got the power. All right, we're gonna hit it when we come by. Hitting it now. Straight up. All right, we lost her, but that's to be expected given how small she is and how fast she is. It's like flying a jet though. All right, we need to work on a few things. All right, power's off. I'm holding up on the elevator. Elevator. All right, she just kind of slumps forward. Let me do that again. And I'm sorry, she's so small. All right, lost power. All right, she just starts slumping forward. I'm holding up the elevator, elevator, elevator. All right, let me do it again over here. All right, power's off. Hold an elevator, 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 elevator. Wow! She wants to drop, looks, I think, a left wing. I'm glad we got a storm coming in. We can actually see that little white and green plane. All right, let me... Out of the power, I'm gliding now. Wow, you hit the power, she takes off. But she's got a nice, let me try, inverted flight.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
No problem on very little, well, a little bit, decent amount, half throttle there, and had to hold a decent amount of pressure to keep inverted. All right. Now, folks, there are going to be a lot of skips and jumps in there in the film, because it's going to be it's very hard for camera precious to keep up with this little thing. It's such a small moving little object, so we're probably going to be piecing a lot of some of the films together. All right, we're actually going to go back towards the highway again, this way. Man, this thing's fast. For such a small little thing. I'm still 3/4 throttle right now. All right, I'm going to hit it now. It's taking her up. All right, we're just gliding, cooling them electronics off.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, I'm out of the power now. A little bit of power there. Man, it's going to take forever to land her. She wants to glide and glide and glide. All right, I'm going to take her out of the power now. Okay. Still got 1 minute and 39 seconds left. She got the power. All right. Got a little scrape on the underside. I tell you, Durafly, you got a good little plane here. This thing's a blast. Absolute blast. All right, let me get out of here. And I think what feels good, I'm going to leave it in AS3X mode this time instead of launch assist.
Motor is hot. Don't get cut.
Well, no.
Safe mode with launch assist.
Okay. See what I'm doing down low, and then just kind of a 45 degree. About half throttle.
Manual safe mode with launch assist. AS3X mode.
All right. Lost my checker. Sorry about that, honey. Taking her up. I'm up there by the moon now. Well, if there ever was any question about the AR630 antennaless receiver not having enough range, well, that just got put to rest. It's got plenty of range. Here, I'm about quarter throttle right now.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Man, what a great flying little jet. Well, it almost flies like a jet. Great little plane. All right, out of the power now. Hold on. Try this again. Man. There's a reason why, there's a very good reason why you look at your quick setup guide and those throws are like only 4 and 5 millimeters. It don't take much. It don't take much at all. And I can't believe that this little plane can be upgraded to a 6S with a change of prop. and you remove the dummy engine, the dummy engine there to let cooling go over the ESC. But this thing is blazingly fast on 4S. And you know, I talk about, I like jets and planes that keep me on the edge. I'm always thinking I'm going to lose it, like to fly like that. Well, that's what this one does. But she slows down very well. Would this be a beginner plane? No. Could this be a second or third? Yeah, if you flew it maybe in self-leveling or something and don't fly it very fast. But it doesn't have to fly fast, but it's the perfect size. And yeah, the launch assist does help. That definitely does help. All right, let's check our battery. We'll go over rates and CG and all that kind of stuff at the end of the video. When I go back to the man cave, we'll do like I've been doing lately. 22% left. And we flew 35 seconds shy of a 5-minute timer. So honestly, I'm going to set it for 4.5 minutes and be done with it. 4.5 minutes, fly the way you want with a 2200. But we'll go over CG rates, launch assist, all that stuff back in the man cave at the end of however many flights we do on this today, because we're going to combine them all in one video, I'm sure. Actually, we'll probably do 2 videos and then a speed test by itself. So, all right, we'll see you later. See you back in the man cave. God bless y'all, and God is good. See you a little bit. All right, folks, how y'all doing? Well, I'm going to tell you, I feel robbed. I really feel robbed. I got the one amazing flight in on this little guy, one flight on the Super Tucano, and then this storm came out of nowhere, which, well, I say came out. I could see it coming, but I figured we could get, 4 or 5 flights in before we had to pack up, but no. One on this, one on the Super Tucano, and we had to go. In fact, it was so bad that the wind came in so suddenly at the end of flying this Tucano that it blew one of my planes that were off camera off a plane stand. Actually, it tumbled back about 6-7 feet. And I brought the HK Viper with me. I was going to do a follow-up flight on it. It blew it all over the place, and no damage, but still. So, and I looked at my radar on my phone. There's no hope of it changing anytime soon. So I'm like, well, so I have to call it for the day. But I did get one good flight in with this, and I can tell you right now, Camera Precious is not going to want to film it again anytime soon, but she said she will. She's just not looking forward to it. And every video you've watched so far of this thing, everyone says it flies great, but filming it's a you-know-what is not easy. Flying great. She's got a very wide flight envelope. I was able to slow her down, not to a crawl. I mean, she's got a little bit of weight to her for such a small plane. So you got to keep up at least a decent amount of speed. But I never really opened her up. I mean, I had her full throttle for a little bit, but not anything sustained to let it really spool up and just see how fast I could get her. I got the one flight in. What I learned, though, is that she flies just as well inverted as she does right side up. I had like no elevator needed to maintain inverted flight, so that's good. That tells me my CG was right. And since we're on the subject of CG, it is, I know I marred up the belly, 60 to 65 from the leading edge of the wing right there. There's a carbon spar or a fiberglass spar. If you put your fingers right in front of that, that's where she CGs perfectly right there. Absolutely perfectly. If you want to do it upside down, if you're more comfortable, since this plane flies, she's perfect right there too. I had that one landing on the Geotech, and it just, but what I could do is I could clean that and then put a clear packing tape on there, and then every so often just clear packing tape. I thought I had some here. Yeah, right here. Just, some clear packing tape. I got servos stuck to that. But keep a line of that on there, change it every so often, and that'll protect the belly of your plane. I should have done that from the get-go. I did give her a clear coat of the polyacrylic, so actually that will help take that off. Then I'll put a new coat on there. That's why she's so shiny. Go buy the quick setup guide. In fact, that's what I think I just dropped. The quick setup guide shows them rates as being very, very little. Yeah, you don't want much. Let me spool this up real quick. I know I'm in the man cave. Turn that off. All right. All right. Props on, are they? All right. I got the gains all the way up, and that's barely any correction at all. So we'll go over that. Talked about CG. Props off. My actual flying rates, flew in my high rate, aileron is 50%. Okay, on Spectrum. This is by the guide. Elevator is 50%. And that's not that much movement at all. And rudder is 70%. And I don't have any expo in the rudder at all. But I do have 30% expo, because I like a lot of expo, on aileron and elevator. And that's how she flew. Okay? Let's talk about forward programming. Now, I flew her in manual mode right off the bat. I took her off in launch assist and went in safe. And then I got her up on deck, flew around maybe half a turn, and then I went to manual mode, and she flew great in manual mode. In fact, I really couldn't tell much difference between manual mode and the AS3X wind gyro. So let me share the AS3X settings with you. The gains are roll at 15%, pitch at 45, yaw at 45. Okay, priority all at 120 on roll, 120 on pitch, and 140 on yaw. Okay. Nothing on heading. Stop lock, roll 20, and then 35 for pitch and yaw. And then the release rate, the default 55, 55, 75. Gains were at half. Not 1, but 0.5 gains. Okay. And by the way, all my AS3X settings I have copied and pasted from Adam at Model Aviator. I use his settings, and they are awesome. Okay. But no settings will work well if you don't have your CG right. It doesn't matter how well the plane is set up. If you got the CG off, she's going to fly like crap. Well, the CG is perfect, and let me show you where I got the perfect CG. Now, I've got a 2200. This is I don't know if it's a China Hobby. I don't remember now. It's in there. Yahoo brand. Anyways, it's 2200 with the ADC 4S, and not completely all the way forward, but right there. There's still a little bit of room I could go forward, but that gives me perfect CG. Biggest thing is get a 2200. You don't think anything really bigger than that, maybe, unless it was a high velocity pack, like a SMC pack, because they'll be larger, but they're lighter, so they work out to about the same as weight as a traditional 2200. As long as your CG is right and you can fit it in there, you're okay. I will tell you that the launch assist definitely helped. This is the first time I've ever used launch assist, and I launched her. When I launch a plane like this, I like to usually hold it back here and go forward, but there's so much torque and everything up here. I was afraid that if I did it back there, that back here I wouldn't have enough positive. To me, it just didn't feel right, and up here felt more natural. And I just gave her a nice, about a 50% throttle and about a 50%, about a 45-degree angle, and she just flew right out of my hands. And I could tell in the launch assist that she seemed locked in, and then as soon as I turned to AS3X, I could see it let go. So yeah, I don't swallow your pride. Use a safe receiver. Now I'm sure this plane is very stable, so I'm thinking if I tried it to start, I can't talk. If I start doing this in manual mode, I'm sure I would be eating my words, but why not? I put an AR630 in there and antennaless receiver, and it was great. Oh, and by the way, if you ever have a problem with the range on AR630, you're questioning it. I had this thing up way high, way over our 700 some odd feet. We're not, but I know I was way over that. Sorry, AMA, but or FAA, but I know I was way over that, and I had absolutely no problem. No holds, no fades, no nothing. She flew just great. To show you where I've got that, right there. Just got it mounted right on the side. Just follow your normal mount there, do your forward programming, and it works great. Absolute blast to fly. Absolutely loved it. I was on it. That 5 minutes that I went by so quickly, and it was just so much fun. And unfortunately, it's got the one flight. I want to put my GPS in there, get me a speed test in there. I want to do some more tricks and stuff. I want to do some more inverted flying with it, but the storm came and we just couldn't give me more. So I cannot wait. Just like the Super Tucano, I feel robbed. I only got one flight, and now I got to work for basically 3 or 4 days, and I'm not going to be able to get to the field again for a while. And but that's okay. It gives me something to look forward to. Hobby King, I want to thank you for the plane, for review. I was definitely looking at this, and then when you said, hey, I want to send you some planes for review, I was like, okay. And you sent this one out of the blue. I was not expecting this one, and all of a sudden, here it is. And I'm very, very pleased. Very pleased with it. She flies great. Absolute screamer. They say you can fly this thing on 6S. You change the prop and take the dummy engine out for cooling. I can't imagine that. I was like on the seat of my pants, or on the edge of my seat, just trying to control it on 4S. And I can't wait to see how fast this little thing. And yes, I've got other planes that fly well over 130, 140 mile an hour easily, but they're big jets. This thing is tiny, tiny, you know, and having this little object going that fast, she covers the same ground just as quick as any of my big 90 jets over here, you know, and I'm thinking, wow. I mean, it just, and she's very stiff too, very stiff. I know I jump all over, but I got to tell you, I'm just blown away at how much fun this thing was. An absolute pain in the butt to film, but a lot of fun to fly. So if you're not worried about filming your flights, or you're not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings for filming your flights, just fly it and have a blast. I'm going to try filming again I'm going to go back to my GoPro, and I'll try that, and I'll just go back and forth fast passes, and it'll be a little easier for me to keep on it. But it'll be how a GoPro hat cam stuff is. The other thing I learned, set your timer for 4 minutes. Okay, I know I said 4.5 at the field. Just set it for 4 minutes, because that way you have that little bit of cushion, a little bit of buffer, because this thing does take a while to land. She wants to glide forever, which is great. But when she comes, she's coming in fast, but she's gliding. I was out of power, because you got you make your final approach and you make your final turn. Well, I had to kill power halfway down that turn and go the complete turn and all the way back in and start gliding in. So honestly, unless you've got this huge field, and she's so small, so you can't really see her that far away. Yeah, definitely, definitely give yourself some room, give yourself some time, and you may have to take several approaches to get your landing down. She's not hard to land. She's like the Optera. She just wants to keep flying and flying and gliding, and comes in quickly. So, but the skid plates are great for that. You know, just bring her in, a slight bit of flare. Let this part of your plane back here grab the ground, and then just push on in, and you've got protection back there anyways. So, folks, I can't say anything bad about it. She's just a great flying little rocket. I mean, the epitome of a pocket rocket. Literally, an absolute pocket rocket. And I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. Looks good, flies amazing, an absolute blast to fly, but a pain in the butt to try to film. But that won't be your problem if you're just flying it for you, right? All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching. This is the Rare Bear from Hobby King. Thank you for sending it to me. Durafly is the brand, and this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying, don't forget, folks, faith, family, and friends, God is good, and Rare Bears, Pylon Racers. Bye-bye.